Fights in anime, they go very well together. And if you remember, I made that video pretty much. This is part 2, not only with better quality, with some other people here.
What was that? Hey.
Right, so the first fight is Android 17 and 18 versus Trunks. Now you're probably thinking, why the hell did I pick this fight in particular over literally any other fight in Dragon Ball that probably involves blowing up a planet or an entire solar system just to punch one guy in the face? Well, because this fight was very, very funny. Literally in this fight, Trunks arrives after Android, 17 or tried to kill some guy in his flipped over car, and he's like, no, punches one in the face and throws him into the nearest building, which is very funny. Anyways, unpopular opinion, but my favourite season of Attack on Titan was Season 3 Part 2, simply because literally the fight between Reiner and Eren was just fucking insane. Ever since we found out that Reiner was actually the Armored Titan, I've always wanted to punch him in the face. Well... And then just, you know, all this crazy stuff happened with the scouts flying around with the rockets on their arms. Just the entire bit of teamwork between the scouts and Eren, and body slamming Reiner into the ground and beating the shit out of him like it's WWE. Definitely one of my favourite fights. Tanjiro versus Rui from Demon Slayer. Is it Rui or Rui? Demon Slayer is very, very epic. That fight in Demon Slayer is the final fight of the Spider Family arc, and it was definitely one of the most intense fights simply because Nezuko, you know, is getting killed. Tanjiro has his sword broken. Funny. It's just like one heck of an intense fight. It's just a good anime to watch. If you haven't watched that fight, what the hell's wrong with you? Or just if you haven't watched Demon Slayer, please go watch it, it's very good.
Yo guys, what's up? It's Coolin here. Speedy, my man, he asked me to talk about some epic anime fight scenes, and I got 2 in mind. The first one is Momoshiki versus Naruto and Sasuke. Now, don't get me wrong, Boruto is shit, but the fight scenes are good. I would die on this hill that the fight scenes of Boruto are peak, better than almost everything else. The action scenes, the choreography, everything was fucking mint, brother. The movie also had the same fight scene, but somehow, the animation, the normal weekly series, was better than the movie. How is that possible? Like, Momoshiki in the movie had like a big fat mic, but Momoshiki in the TV series, bro, it was clean. And don't get me started about how Naruto actually didn't use a Rasengan. Obviously he did, but he did other stuff, right? Like taijutsu. Like, it was like... The next scene is a bit biased, I think. Goku versus Jiren. The final sense, when Ultra Instinct, the full final Ultra Instinct came along and Goku was like... That is when Goku became God. Compared to the other people in this video, they might be talking about how the fight scenes were so... The angles, this views, how they fought, blah, 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 blah. I'm all about the hype. If I feel no emotions, don't give a shit. Please, listen to the other person or the person before me, and please subscribe to everyone.
Hey everyone, it's the manga viewer, and probably like the 2 anime fights that I like are basically from the same anime. It's Gintama. It's probably the best anime that you will ever watch, in my opinion. So the first fight is actually what made me think that Gintama is the best anime. It's in episode 179, when basically Gintoki approaches Jiraiya, and he basically kind of like, get your filthy hands off that girl. And it's just an amazing fight because it's just like a human story, like Gintama in general, and the fights that it revolves around, it's not, you know, something crazy or anything. It's always regarding like someone else, and it's always regarding like a human story sort of thing. The second fight scene is actually from episode 214, when like Gintoki and Jirocho team up to fight off against the army of Hirosame, and it's just such an amazing fight as well. The cool like elements about Gintama is that the main character, like, he's just like a normal guy with a wooden sword, and he just, without like, you know, any devil fruit or a Rasengan or anything, he's just a pretty normal guy. I think like some of the best fights in anime, I think they are in Gintama. Back to you, Speedy.
Hello, it is Epic Editor Man time. And I was just planning to add on, not actually anime fights, but more like manhwa fights. 2 of my favorite manhwa fights The first one has to be from the beginning after the end, when Arthur just straight up bullies fucking Lucas. I mean, obviously we all anticipated that this is gonna happen sometime. Lucas had it coming, but of course his family position was protecting him and whatever. But two things that I did not anticipate is for it to happen this early and in that manner. It was just like straight up just one-sided bullying. From Arthur's entrance to this scene where I don't even think we can show it in this YouTube video, where Lucas is calling for his brother. What a wimp. And God, every time I read the red text in the beginning after the end, it always gives me goosebumps. When in the anime there's an antagonist and he gets killed by the protagonist, he will get like the quick death. You fight, and chopped off, dead. No, this guy bullies him, makes him know he fucked up, makes him terrified of him, and then starts slowly killing him. Although you feel so good from it, like he absolutely deserved it, you start to feel some sympathy for the man. The way he was killed is not... And as for the second fight that I'm gonna talk about, I know I'm just talking about the big guys and the big boys, but solo leveling's, I think, one of the best fights that are absolutely iconic is Beru versus Sanjin Mu. The fight was absolutely stunning. The visuals were crazy. The way our MC Sanjin Mu appeared in the scene, like Giga Chad tanks a fucking hit from Beru. And then the fight goes on, everyone's terrified, everyone's, what the fuck is happening? Who is this guy? He had every counter to every attack Beru tried, but there's a lot of fights in manhwas that are like absolutely crazy. So I'm inviting you to read manhwas if you've never done that before, because shit's crazy. Shit hits hard. Goodbye, everybody.
Anyways, guys, that's the end of this anime fight video. Or whatever the hell video you want, just leave it in the comments down below. And also, I'm streaming, so definitely click that description down below. Anyways, check out their channels, and goodbye.